Hi guys, thanks for joining me again and welcome to today's video. I think it's a really important thing that we find time within our days, within our weeks, to just be still, to be calm, to reflect, and really importantly to have a moment where we can talk to God. So hopefully today's video will give you an opportunity for that. So obviously, as you've probably grown bored of hearing, the world is a really weird place at the moment. And I don't know about you, but I sometimes really struggle with what we're going through. Some days are much more difficult than others. Sometimes it feels like we're just being bombarded with bad news, or that the restrictions and lockdown prevent us from doing the things that we enjoy and from doing the things that we find happiness from. We're cut off from our families, we're cut off from our friends, we're not able to do the things that we really want to do. And sadly, there's a lot of people who are very sick and a lot of people who've lost their lives this year. And although there are moments of good news, we've had good news recently about the vaccine. And although there are lots of moments where we can reflect on something being positive, maybe we've discovered a new skill or like myself, gained even more appreciation for the beauty of creation, it still feels like there's just a lot of badness happening. And if anything, it feels like we're in the middle of like a hurricane. Everything's just constantly spinning and changing, and we're not really sure where we're going or what the end is. It's difficult to plan things. I really struggle with that. And maybe you're struggling with motivating yourself. Maybe you're struggling to motivate yourself to do homework when you get back from school, or if you're at university and you're watching a lecture online. Maybe that's a difficult thing for you to fully engage with. There's certainly a real challenge in our lives. And it's important to remember that God is there with us. The world seems like it's constantly racing, and that at the moment we've got no control. But one of my favourite quotes, and I think a quote that really helps, it is from the Carthusians. They're a religious order. You can go and read about them. They're really, really cool. And their motto is that the cross is steady while the world is turning. And it's important for us to remember that whilst all of this is going on, God is still there. And God's love is still there. And it's not ending, and he's not going anywhere. He's not leaving us. He's not abandoning us. He's there alongside us. God's love is one of the few constants in this world. One of the few things that we can turn to no matter when. In our victories, he's there. In our difficulties and challenges, he's alongside us. And when we look to the Bible, one of the books that really speaks beautifully about this is the book of Lamentations, which is in the Old Testament, and it's talking about when the people of God, when their town was destroyed, and the people were lamenting, they were being sad about what had happened, which is kind of like us now, really. Bad things are happening, we're feeling a bit sad about it. But the author of the book of Lamentations has this wonderful moment where he remembers that God's love is true even in the midst of that great suffering, even in the midst of that great challenge, that great difficulty, that God is there. And so when we turn to the book of Lamentations, we see this beautiful quote that we should really lean on now, I think. The steadfast love of the Lord never ceases. His mercies never come to an end. They are new every morning. And in some translations, it talks of mercies in the sense of blessings. The blessings that God pours out on us are new every single day. There are new things in our life to be thankful for every single day. And if those people thousands of years ago could recognize that in the midst of their suffering, we can recognize it today in the midst of the difficulties that we're facing. But we don't often get a chance to do that. So I want to give you the opportunity to do that now. We'll play the video clip. It's about a minute long. I have the quote on the screen, and just sit with it and think about where God has blessed your life today. Maybe in people, maybe in places, maybe in things you've done, but take some time to recognize the blessings that God has poured out upon you today. And that shouldn't just be a one-time thing. That shouldn't just be something that we do today and then we go, oh, I did that last week. I want to challenge you to try and recognize the blessings that God pours into your life each day. To find time to reflect and to give thanks for where God has been in your life and where you have recognized his blessings. So I hope this video has given you a chance to stop and think and pause. Please do give us a follow and, stay up to date with what we're doing. Thanks for joining me, and hopefully see you again soon. Goodbye.